token. Okay? So today, no dentist. Today, no token. Okay?
Jana Benares has been with HealthServe since 2015, and in that time, the clinic manager has seen her fair share of migrant worker patients. But with the COVID-19 pandemic, routines have been tweaked.
Most of them will queue as early as 11 in the morning. So the giving of queue numbers for this period of COVID changed from 5:45 to 3 p.m.
The clinic officially opens only at 7 p.m. Other changes have also been implemented, like separating patients who display respiratory symptoms.
Here is it?
Body nose, flu, fever, cough.
Okay.
All sick there.
Another change?
3:10 in the afternoon. So I'll be gowning up because I'll be seeing them as early as possible, as early than usual.
Full personal protective equipment is required now. HealthServe says most of the PPE are donated. At 4 p.m., patients reporting respiratory symptoms are seen.
We did a preliminary triage for all the flu patients or with flu symptoms together with Dr. Ben. So we take out their vital signs, their complaints. Then we prepare the template and the memo. We will be asking the doctor on site later to double confirm those cases that we are not so sure if to send or not to send to NCID.
How many are there?
So far we have triage 10 with flu.
It takes more than an hour. Jana takes a break for dinner, donated by a charitable foundation, and not long after, she's back in a fresh set of PPE.
Hello, we're preparing every volunteer now, clinic assistant, to put on their full PPE.
The team for the night huddles for some quick instructions and a prayer. They then disperse to their stations. The on-site doctors begin work at 7 p.m. and confirm with Jana which patients need to be sent to NCID for further testing for COVID-19. She makes the calls.
Now 37.5 because he took Panadol in the afternoon.
And not long after, 3 ambulances arrive. Volunteers hand out care packs containing items like towels and a prepaid SIM card to patients so they can keep in touch with family.
Take care, brothers, okay? Take care. All right, no problem. They will take care of you.
After ensuring patients get into the ambulances and others have seen a doctor, Jana and the team call it a night close to 9:30 p.m.
Glad to have served, I think tonight about 30-35 patients. We sent about 7 to NCID, right? So yeah, calling it a night and it's rest up, and hopefully next week will be better in the sense that it's just tiring.
There's a final debrief.
How are we today? Anything to any improvement or highlight? Any patients that you encounter that struck you?
They take a moment, and next week they'll do it all over again.
Sacrifice to come and serve the migrant workers, and thank you for their hard work. The consultation about
Dr. Madhavi is fluent in Tamil, and she's playing a key role in this telemedicine firm's plans to reach out to patients of different nationalities. My Doc's app interface is already available in Mandarin, Thai, and Vietnamese, for example. But it's looking to recruit more doctors who speak other languages as the pandemic drags on in Singapore.
Because of the current situations in Singapore, where we see a lot of cases coming up in the foreign workers populations, so we also go out and try to recruit doctors with different language capabilities, which include Tamil, Hindi, Bengali, Telugu, Malayalam, and also our local doctors are able to speak Chinese and English.
Firms say such tech is especially useful for frequent follow-ups needed for dealing with a virus with symptoms that take a while to show up.
By using telemedicine as a first point of contact before they go out and seek a doctor, actually we can bring down the burden, the loads at our local healthcare institutions. It can be a hospital or it can be our polyclinics. So not every medical conditions requires a visit to the local GP.
Several such clinics are already on board the app. When they return home with their owners, pets come here to this Changi holding facility.
We will now go to the animal holding room and we'll see which pets have arrived for today.
And as usual, vets like Dr. Elwin Tan are first to greet them, even during the pandemic. Right now, it's Honeybee, a mixed breed that came home from China with its owner. As part of normal procedure, Dr. Tan, who's been on the job for 8 years, gives him a checkup to make sure he's in the pink of health. After that, it's a 30-day quarantine for Honeybee to make sure he's not carrying diseases like rabies. Dr. Tan brings Honeybee out to use the toilet before spending his first night in Singapore.
I'm now doing a final check on Honeybee, make sure that he is comfortable and his kennel is clean and that he has enough water for the night, and we'll be back again tomorrow, and that's where he will be transferred to the Sembawang Animal Quarantine Station to complete the rest of his quarantine.
Honeybee joins 9 dogs and 14 cats at his next stop, all pets that came back with their owners when the pandemic hit. They get their own rooms and personal health checkups. In Singapore, the typical quarantine ranges from 10 days to 6 months, depending on which countries they came back from. But with so many returning with their Singaporean owners in a short period, not all serve their quarantines here. Meet Hunter, a 1-year-old Havanese. He's just returned from the US but already at home with its owner.
Hunter!
Previously, such home quarantines were only allowed for a few cases, like those with non-infectious diseases. But authorities have expanded this to more pets, particularly those from low-risk countries. That's because many returning pet owners didn't have time to prepare the necessary import documents, which means their pets could face longer quarantines. But being at home doesn't mean Dr. Tan's not keeping an eye on them.
Hunter is doing well, he's healthy, and do let us know if you've got any questions, okay?
Previously, we would have to do spot checks physically, so we have to visit the owner's premises, the designated home quarantine premises. So we will call the owner up, and through the video calls, we can actually speak to the caretakers of the pets. We'll find out how the pet is doing, whether the pet is healthy and doing okay.
Going forward, authorities are expecting even more pets needing quarantine when travel restrictions ease and with more Singaporeans returning.
The coronavirus pandemic has meant safe distancing, and that has affected help for the needy. More after the break.